Yes, folks, New Zealand has lost its democracy, and I would argue that began in earnest when National fronted John Key, a progressive lefty, when the so-called Farmers' Party aligned itself with the far-left Maori Party and rejected Conservatives with gay marriage. And it's much worse now. The mere fact that 119 out of 120 MPs voted for the Zero Carbon Bill shows you we have no democracy at all. New Zealand is now run by a cabal of groupthink lefties, National, Labour, the Greens and New Zealand First. And people are angry, and rightfully so. Anyway, today I'm going to start this off with a couple of clips from a Vinnie Eastwood video. The first being a question asked to Scott Simpson, National's climate change spokesperson. And the second being about something Vinnie said when covering one of my videos. Hat tip goes to Peter Rouse for that one. Now folks, I've posted a link to this video in the description below.
This evening's panel. Let's kick things off with a quick round from our panel. Climate crisis or climate hoax? Scott Simpson, your leader Simon Bridges refuses to call climate change a climate emergency. Is it a climate crisis or climate hoax?
Well, it's certainly not a hoax.
It's certainly not a hoax, he said. Now folks, just imagine you were a farmer and you heard that from your MP. And then you heard your whole party had voted for the Zero Carbon Bill. You'd be angry, you'd be disgusted, and rightfully so. Anyway, now to the next clip.
I think our path to power is quite simple. I think we show a contrast with the government.
Show a contrast. You are the same.
By supporting the exact same bills.
Exactly.
At least Josie was saying, which is that I think what New Zealanders are seeing more and more is a government that doesn't know what it's doing, that doesn't have any sense of direction or plan for New Zealand. It just isn't.
Yeah. A government that doesn't have any directional plan for New Zealand, like Agenda 21. Guess whose environment policy is lifted word for word from Agenda 21? The National Party. Oh, and the Labour Party. Oh, and the Greens. Oh, and New Zealand First. Oh, and the Maori Party. You get it?
Yes, exactly. Now, folks, whether you agree with Vinnie's comment about Agenda 21 is irrelevant. The mere fact that these parties operate in unison as a collective cabal is the problem. Yes, but we're not alone, folks. The Brits have all but lost their democracy as well. Now, a hat tip goes to Rich for this video.
Well, another election looms on Britain's horizon. Are you excited? Are you hyped? Oh, I know I am. I know I can't wait to jump out of bed and fight my way through the December cold to my local polling station to cast my vote. What a privilege that will be. Voting, you see, is what separates us from the animals. Democracy is our greatest strength, after diversity, of course. And I'm sure that whoever I vote for will represent me and my interests with grace and honesty. And together, guys, we can implement real change through the unwavering power of the ballot box. Alright, I can't even keep up the sarcastic energy anymore. The truth is, right, and this is my honest opinion, why should I vote for anything ever again at this point? The biggest thing I ever voted for, Brexit, was over 3 years ago, and it hasn't happened. The politicians in Westminster have deliberately gone against the wishes of the people and have refused to accept the result. So why should I, as a British citizen, bother myself to take part in our great democratic process anymore? Hell, maybe I'll just refuse to accept the results of this election. But, yeah, I'll do it. Fine, I'll do it. I don't know why, but I'll do it. I'll slump out of bed, drag my heels to the polling station and cast a vote. probably for the Brexit party, because, well, I just will. This is a one-issue election, so I'll support the one-issue party, and that's all I can really do. And if nothing happens after this, if Brexit does get delayed and cancelled completely, then I'm done. I think then I'm done, for sure.
I understand how he feels.
Democracy, I mean, as much as it's dead already, it'll truly be a corpse then. And it'll be time to support something else. But the fact is, the longer this Brexit thing rumbles on for, the longer it will take for us to draw attention to the bigger problems we face in the West, and my God, do we have problems. I want to look at each main party individually in the run-up to this election, just to point out how terrible they all are, mainly. And today we've got, we've got a right whopper in the Liberal Democrats. I mean, these guys are just, well, we'll get into it. Now, I love the Lib Dems, believe me, I really do. They're such low-hanging fruit, and the only thing you have to do in order to destroy them is to give them a stage and a microphone and to let them speak for a few minutes. They do all the work for you, which is very considerate of them. Thank you so much. So today, all I want to do is listen to Joe Swinson's campaign speech from earlier this week, because really, it's beautiful. And I apologise for the bad audio, that's not my fault. The Liberal Democrats can't even do that right. Okay, let's go.
Welcome to this Liberal Democrat campaign launch. And I am excited for the weeks ahead. I am excited to stand here as your candidate for Prime Minister.
Well, at least someone is. Look at the podium, first of all. Can you see that? What does that say? Stop Brexit. Huh, okay. So we'll just trash it then, yeah? We'll just trash it. Ignore the majority, who cares? Piss on them. Those knuckle draggers, that's fine. Go back to business as usual. Well, at least they've toned it down from their previous slogan. Bollocks to Brexit. Yeah, really big hit that was. Really big hit with the younger people.
Yeah, now folks, this iconoclast video is excellent. So I've posted a link to it in the description below as well. Now just imagine you were a Brit and you heard this one week.
Hundreds of candidates. Mr Farage then swore he'd take on all comers.
We will run 600 candidates who will offer the electorate the choice to vote for a clean break Brexit.
Yeah, and then you heard this the following week.
A few short months ago, he had the established political class on the run. Little sign of the rabble-rouser in Hartlepool today as the scourge of multiple prime ministers dialed down. The self-confessed bad boy of Brexit will not contest any of the 317 seats won by the Tories in 2017.
Yeah, he cut half the seats in 1 week. Now, if I had heard that, I'd be devastated.
It's been a difficult decision to make.
But the Brexit Party is still planning to stand in most other seats in Great Britain. That could split the vote in Labour-held seats that voted Leave, Boris Johnson's only viable route to a majority.
The way that we keep Boris Johnson to his promises is we have to start to win some of these seats.
Sources in the Brexit Party and Number 10 denied that a formal deal had been struck.
Yeah, now Farage is no fool, so I think he's probably done the right thing here.
But as Nigel Farage mused over his options on Sunday, Boris Johnson helpfully released
We
this.
can get a fantastic new free trade agreement with the EU by the end of 2020, and we will not extend the transition period beyond the end of 2020.
Yeah, that sounds like Groundhog Day to me. Can you trust Boris on that?
And that did the trick. Just over a week after Nigel Farage demanded the scrapping of Boris Johnson's entire Brexit deal as his price for standing down candidates.
He was never going to junk the whole thing. I understood that. But you'll notice about a week ago, I said, look, if you're not going to junk it, let's at least make sure we are leaving next year and we have to end the commitments to full alignment. And frankly, if he hadn't said what he said last night, that might have been a very different speech.
And Donald Trump, he was saying he hoped that you and Boris would get your act together. What do you think he'll be thinking of this?
Oh, he'll probably think it's good. But he'll probably think it's good because his big fear, which he expressed to me the other week, was that if we go down the route of alignment, it virtually wipes out the prospect of a trade deal with the USA. And now,
Exactly. So that's a smart move. Yeah. Now, folks, I really hope Farage pulls this off, because if he doesn't, I would say we're all buggered. The globalist will take control again. Now, as far as I'm concerned, without Trump and Farage leading the way, we have no show of regaining democracy around the world.